Hi guys, Grant Stain here for Blam TV, and today I am with the infamous Jojar Dhinsa, who's the CEO of Athlone Group, and he's taken time out of his busy schedule today to have a chat with me with the aim of getting a bit of an insight of what it's like to be a super successful entrepreneur, and I want to try and sort of dig down a little bit deeper and find out what motivates him, so that you guys out there that are looking to start a business or are in the middle of the early stage of startup can take inspiration from what it actually takes to be successul. So welcome, Jojar.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining me.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
So we've known each other a while now, but for the benefit of the audience, do you just want to talk about what it is you do?
Who am I?
Yeah.
So as Grant says, I'm the chairman and CEO of Athlone Group. Athlone Group is a $22 billion company now. We invest and we work in certain areas like commodities trading, oil, gas, a main core business, and then we invest in all sorts of opportunities like real estate, technology, media, telco. So currently we've got 46 companies in the group, and they range from, as I said, TMT, right down to a private members organisation which we're creating. 90% of the work we do is outside Europe, so a lot of our opportunities we work are predominantly in Africa. So we're about to sign quite a big deal in a very well-known Central African country, and for me it's just purely about the bottom line, how much revenue I bring to the business. I am a glorified salesman. I'm not afraid to say that, but being a glorified salesman, being the CEO, being the chairman, you have to lead from the front, and that's what I've always done.
Joe, I'm so pleased you said that, because one of the messages that I try and give to entrepreneurs is, if you are in business, you are in sales.
Yes.
And I promise you guys, I didn't prompt him to say that.
No,
here comes the drinks.
Thank you.
This is real live interviewing stuff, this is. Look at this. Yeah, you're good.
No, I've got tonic water.
Lovely.
Sorry, I'll get your tonic. I don't know why I got the soda.
Yeah, so when we're in business, I think a lot of people, certainly people that I talk to, certainly in the early stages, they think of themselves as a business owner rather than a salesperson. But the examples I give, and you're the perfect example of this, calling yourself a salesperson. Have you had any formal sort of sales training, or?
Not really. I mean, I think I did a bit of many years ago. I worked for a big company, and they were called Pitney Bowes, and I made my money before I even went there. But what I didn't have is what I call like formal sales training, and what that did was gave me the sort of basic support structure that everyone requires. And I think the issue you're going to have is when you do start your first business, you are the CEO, you're the chairman, you're the cleaner, you're the sales rep, you're the accountant, you're the debt collector, you're the mum, the dad, or whatever else you got aside of that. So it's very difficult. And I think what kept me going was, I always say to people, don't look at the process, focus on the outcome. So if you say, for example, you want £1 billion company, yes, how you get there, you'll get there. But if you don't have that goal, i.e. why do you do what you do, then you're never going to get there, because you keep questioning why you do what you're doing. You say, right, my goal is to achieve £1 billion in 10 years, you will find a way to get there. You don't need to be that smart. I've always said to people, I think my biggest, let's say, attribute to me as a person is my attitude. If we went running, which I don't like, and there are 2 treadmills, you will give up first, well, I will die before I give up. That's sort of my mentality. I will not stop. I literally am a machine. I am 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't like sleeping, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, and all I do is work. And you can ring me at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, my phone will be answered, because I don't want to miss an opportunity. And I think for me, my motivation is, I don't want to lose anything. The fear element of that is, I don't want to lose what I've got, so I just do more. And I motivate myself, I am my own critic, and I compete with myself. I don't compete with any individual or company, I just compete with myself.
The traits that you've just explained remind me, there's a phrase that we use in our business, and it's work like a maniac. Word maniac is a bit of a negative connotation, but the truth is, whenever I speak to anybody who's super successful like yourself, they're maniacs. They're driven, and they know that every second counts. However, there's something I just want to sort of find out about your thinking on. It's okay being a maniac. We can all be busy, but you can also be busy fools. So how do you prioritise in your world?
So you need to be. Sometimes I think it's good to be a busy fool. So you now know how not to do a transaction or do a deal. So sometimes it's a learning process, and I've always said you never lose. You either win or you learn. So if you put it like that, then you're not a busy fool. It's a learning process. But I think again, focus on the outcome. So if your focus is, well, I want to close this transaction, or I want to get so many new clients in, just break everything down, and it's very simple. Someone said to you, Grant, can you eat an elephant? The answer would be no. If someone said to you, well, can you eat an elephant bite size? Then you probably can. And I think where people are scared, where they don't take the jump of being an entrepreneur, you've got to jump. The parachute will open.
The first thing is you've got
to take that leap of faith in yourself. You've got to back yourself. You know, you can use all the consultants you want. You can use McKinsey and Bain, and you can have Goldman Sachs advising and UBS advising you. But at the end of the day, the buck stops with you. If you don't take that jump, if you don't burn that bridge or burn the boats, you're not going to be successful on the island. And I think what people want is, they want to be successful, and they want the nice car, the nice house, and the nice kids and family. But they don't have that belief in themselves. I mean, I've done deals where I think, no way I can get this done. I just get it done. I don't worry about the consequences. I just worry about how would I feel if I didn't do it, as opposed to if I did do it. So if I'm at a crossroad, and I think, is it a yes or a no? The question I ask myself is, okay, Jojar, Dhinsa, how would you feel if you didn't do that transaction, as opposed to if you did? And the answer is, if I didn't do it, I feel pretty bad. Bang, let's just do it.
Let's just do it. I like that. That's sort of a philosophy that I try and train some of the guys that I work with, is not overthinking things.
No.
You know, you've got a decision to make, and being an entrepreneur is full of lots of little decisions. And if you can be disciplined enough to make a decision one way or the other, instead of umming and ahhing, procrastination is the secret to not being successful.
Well, Grant, you know, as soon as your eyes open, you are now making a decision. Do you wear on your left? Do you wear on your right? Do you use the toothpaste, or that toothpaste, or that toothbrush, or do you wear these clothes or that clothes? You're probably making like 3,000-4,000 decisions on a daily basis that you don't even know about. So we are programmed to work a certain way. So if you look at yourself in the morning, you probably wake at a certain side of the bed. You probably go downstairs, grab a coffee, grab a tea, have some toast, have a cereal, go upstairs, shower, shave, whatever you do, go into your car, go to work, do your thing, come back, same thing. In that time, how much have you used your front part of your brain? Probably not a lot, because we're programmed, it's autopilot. So the thing which I always do first when I wake up in the morning is I prime myself. Even today, just for an hour, just priming myself. So shower, I've got gym at home, go to the gym, do my prayers. And the prayers to me is very important, because that's the only time you switch off and what I call, I have that little chat with God. And I say, Lord, tell me what I've done wrong. And I always say to God, and it sounds really funny to your viewers, but I always say to God, how are you today? Because when we go to church or the mosque or the temple, we always say, I want this, I want that, I want you want. It's like a shopping list. And God says, yeah, okay, Grant, I'll give you all that, but what's in it for me? You're the trader as well, right? So I always say to God, how are you? Do you need anything? Do you want anything? Can I help? Sometimes I get an answer, sometimes I don't. But then I start my day. And that's important for me, because when you are an entrepreneur like yourself, it's very lonely. It's a very, very lonely road you're on. That road can last a year, 10 years, 20 years. You can have 1,000 guys working for you like we do, but I'm the chairman and CEO. They all look up at me and go, boss, what do you do? So I need to be on my full game all the time, you know. And I said to a guy yesterday, I said, what you need to understand is, every single human being on this planet, and there's 8.4 billion of us, we're unique, we're all different, but every one of us is writing their book. So I'm writing my book of life, and when I die, the book is finished. Someone will pick up my book and go, that was Jojar Dhinsa's life. That's what he did, the good bits, the bad bits, the ugly bits. So just remember, what we are doing now is writing our book. in your business, in my business, and just think somebody, like your kids, your kids' kids, will say, what would Grant's train really like? Or what would Jojar Dhinsa really like? And that book, i.e. what we do for the people, will be your true character. And so just be careful what you want to write in that book. Because sometimes really great, and sometimes not very great. And I say to my guys, there's no such thing as a no. No such thing. Because
this is proper sales talk, this is.
well, because for me it's like, do you want that glass? No. No. Because I'm going to sell you my yes, and you're going to sell me your no.
Yeah.
True?
Yeah.
You're going to say, no, Jojar, I don't want it.
Yeah.
If I show you a different way of doing something, you're like, actually, I do want it. Right, so you create the need because you focus on the outcome. My outcome is you're going to buy that. I don't care how I do it, you're going to buy that. Your outcome is, well, actually, I'm not going to buy that. But trust me, I will not leave this room until that is bought. Because you have to have that self-belief. And I think most entrepreneurs that you talk to have that initial sort of buzz that goes, a new business, like it's a new year, I write my resolutions down. Come mid-February, I don't go to the gym anymore. I still eat what I call the beige buffet. It's bad for my stomach. I still drink too much and eat too much and go out too much. So you need to have that discipline. You need to, even now, have a blueprint, Grant. But my blueprint is like 1 to 10, and that never changes whether I invest in Africa or in India, or whether I invest in technology, media, oil and gas. It's a blueprint because it works for me. It's not right for everybody else because then no one works out how hard I work, how hard I work. Because I don't work for 8 hours in a day.
No.
I work 24 hours in a day. So I'm working 3 days in one day. So I have to have so many balls spinning, or plates spinning, sorry, in the air, that I can say, do you know what, I'm going to drop that. And the key for me is outcome. It's my revenue for my bottom line, my company. And sometimes I make money on a project, sometimes I don't make enough, or sometimes I lose a bit of money. But the key is just focus. It's a journey. Just focus on that outcome, and the rest will just match. Because if you're the driver, if you're saying, look, here's my outcome, I want this revenue or this customer. Once you put it in the atmosphere, once you put it in the universe, it will just find you. And it sounds really bizarre, right? How can you do that? Well, you might have some viewers say, right, I want now £1 billion by next week. Really? Be realistic. Unless you win all the lotteries in the world, I don't think that's going to happen. But maybe 10 grand might happen. But you have to have that self-belief, and I've always had that self-belief. And the biggest attribute I said earlier is my attitude. I don't really care what I'm doing. I don't care if you say, look, let's run a 100-metre sprint. I'll still beat you. I don't know how fast you are. Or you don't know how fast I am.
Pretty slow.
Do you know what I mean? The idea of me saying I'm not going to do it is like, it's impossible. Anyone that knows me knows what I'm like. They're like, if you go with him, you've got to work at his pace, because he is like a maniac, a beast.
Yeah.
I'm known as the beast.
Yeah.
And purely because I'm a firm believer that we're not here forever. One day, all of us are going to go. But until we go, I want to do as much as I can, give as much as I can. It's not about, I want the best car or the best house. I've got all that, I've done that. But now it's about giving back, training people. And I've always said to people, look, you don't need to listen to me. There's other people that are much better than me in what they do. All I know is my system works. I've got a proven track record.
There's so much in that I could pick up on, and I think the purpose of helping the audience, the one bit I'd just like to go back and just have a little chat about is your morning routine.
Yeah, sure.
Big
So,
thing for me, that.
Yeah. So I prime myself between half an hour, 45 minutes, depending on time I've got. So I do my 40 press-ups straight away, bang, bed. Then I make my bed.
Yeah.
Because I've got something to come home to. I've got a maid and everything, but I always do my own bed. And then I have a cold shower. I mean, literally as cold as possible. Why? Because I don't sleep that much, but I want my whole cells to wake up, and it's so refreshing. Literally, even in the winter, minus 10 outside, I'll still do it, and I'm used to it now. I'll sit in cold baths if I need to. It's just, I find it helps me. Then I do my prayers, 15-20 minutes, and sit with God, sit down with Him, have my phones. I don't switch them off. I just put them on silent, and I put them face down. And then I have my breakfast already made for me. There's always porridge and cinnamon, lemon. So I'm pretty good at my diet now. I was really bad before. Now it's just, you know, the older one gets.
Is that why you've given me the samosas?
That's right. That's my cheat. That is my cheat day. And I haven't had them for like 6 hours. But when I do eat, everyone knows I eat a lot. You know how much I eat. So I cut all that down, and so that would take about between 30 and 45 minutes. And then I'm ready for my day. I'll put on Bloomberg. So in fact, Bloomberg is never off in all my offices and all my TV at home. You know, my phone, Bloomberg's on. Why? Because to make money, you need to love money. You really need to love it. Because if you don't love somebody, it won't come to you. Think about logic. If you love a woman, or if you don't love her, she's not going to respect you because you don't love her. But money is one of those things where it's not racist, it's not prejudiced, it's not sexist. You don't care if you're smart or not smart. What it cares about, in my humble opinion, is that if you love it, it will come to you more. I'll give you an example. I was in Berkeley Square about a month and a half ago, right? And as I was walking out of the club I went to, there's a 5p piece near the bus stop. Now I always think, God, just testing. Like, you like money, huh? And there's a woman at the bus stop, and I had to park my car around the corner. And she saw me looking at this 5p piece, and I had to just grab her. She was literally, her foot was near the fingers. I couldn't be going to her and go, excuse me, can you move over? So I went all the way around Barking and I walked, and it started raining a little bit, and I was like, oh God, you know, I didn't want to test me, but now you're really taking the piss. So I walked around, and she was still there, and I was like, oh God. So and she knew what I was doing, but for some reason she didn't pick it up, and that's fine. That's up to her. I had to pick it up. And I thought, you know what, walked over. And as I walked over, she leant down. And I thought, if she gets it, you're not going to get this deal. So you've got to get it. That's how I always challenge.
She's not in hospital now, is she?
No. Yeah, she's in A&E for like 5 days. I got it. The point I'm trying to make is, if you see something lying on the ground, just pick it up. Yeah, I do a lot of charity work. I do a lot of homeless stuff. So every Friday I go to Windsor, where we live near Windsor. And I talk to the homeless people and always ask them questions like what's happened to them, why are they here, what's their story. And reality is they don't want handouts, they want a hand. And for me as a Sikh, that's very important. This year alone, we're going to feed 1 million homeless people.
Wow.
1 million. I don't want any money, I don't want any recognition other than now I've told you on LinkedIn. Something I want to do, and they know what they're doing. They ring me and say, we've done this, so many thousand. We try to do 10,000 a week if we can, some more, some less. And it's all vegetarian food, because I'm a Sikh, not supposed to eat meat. I don't eat that much meat, but try and, I'm also slightly cheaper than getting fish for the veggies. But joking aside, that's important to me, to give something back.
Yeah.
Because I think, I never forget where I've come from. Up to in Coventry, 85 Eagle Street, that's where I come from. Yeah. I'm in this now, I'll probably drive past if I can, and just see that this is where I come from, and I'll never forget where I come from. When I see people that have made money, that are not humble, it makes me sad. So I've never been like that. I've had the nice things, I've got the nice things. I've always said, one day all this is going to go. So try and give something back. You know, I've always said this, it's good to be good, it's nice to be nice. So now in the African countries we're investing heavily in education. Their curriculum is still 1960. You know, we're doing all the Wi-Fi, all the e-learning and all that sort of stuff for them. And the president said to me, what do you want in return? I went, absolutely nothing. Nothing. I don't want anything. Yeah, but must be something you want. I've got everything. But you need my help. You know, teach a man a fish, he feeds himself. Sorry, give a man a fish, he'll feed himself. Teach a man a fish, he'll feed his whole family. And that's what we're trying to do. Get somebody in there that is supporting of these African countries. They're rich in resources. Everyone knows how much money they've got in the ground. And everybody knows the Chinese are there, the Japanese are there, the Jews are there, the Spaniards are there, the Indians are there, but they always want something. And I've always said that if you do something when you want something in return, that's called trading. But if you do something when you want nothing in return, that's called you're passionate. And I'm very passionate about helping people. You know, I always help as much as I can in my own little way. Sometimes it's right, sometimes.
With that, do you because there's this whole sort of philosophy, isn't there, about givers gain?
Yeah.
You know, and when you give, there's a famous story that Tony Robbins talks about. You know, when he was really nearly broke when he was young,
yeah.
and he had his last few dollars in his pocket, and he gave the little boy
who
the
had his
money.
mum who took the
That's
thing.
it, and he seems to, you know, hold that as a real sort of turning point for him when he really got it that when you give, you know, it comes back.
Yeah,
is that a philosophy?
Yeah,
of yours?
and I think from a religious perspective, my mum has always said to me, look, if you haven't got a pound to give someone, give him 50p. Or we haven't got 50p, give him something. And I always said, my mum, he's a homeless person. He might go and buy beer or alcohol, whatever, you know. She said, well, look, as far as God is concerned, you've given that person from your heart some money. What that person does with it has nothing to do with you.
No,
it's not my issue. Because as far as I'm concerned, I did the right thing. I mean, the guys we feed now, we fed 1,500 people yesterday in Brighton, and I know Brighton quite well. And I said to the project manager, Helen, how was it? She went, oh my God, she went, they were all taking drugs, they were all like doing in front of us. I said, I didn't want to give them anything. I said, no, never do that. Just give them, because from your heart, our heart, our job is to feed them. Whether they want to do what they want to do, there's nothing, we can't tell them what to do. We can advise them, coach them, but we can't tell them. So for me, giving is very important, but to the right. I don't like just giving money. Because any fool can give money. You can give someone 10p, 20p, a pound, 20 quid. I don't like doing that. What I like to be really hands-on to right. What do you want? What are you trying to achieve? What's your outcome?
Yeah, what you can do with the money.
What you can do with it. Right, what do you need? I need a loaf of bread. Fine, I get the bread. I need some, I need some sandwiches. Right, what sort of? I'll go to a deli next to me and I get you that. But what I don't want to do is give somebody £10 and then he buys a bottle of beer and then smash the window. Then I feel bad.
Yeah.
If I know about it, then I feel really bad. So I don't want to know about it. So therefore, why have that in your mind? Don't even give them the money. Ask them what you want. You know, in Windsor now, it's epidemic how many homeless people there are there. And I always, every Friday, go there and talk to different people. I will know them by name. Hi Joe, how you doing, mate? Yeah, I'm alright. How are you? How you getting on? Did you go to that job interview? No. Why not? Is your mum okay? I know all their stories, and they appreciate that. They might turn around and say, "Oh, Joe, we just want 20 quid off you," and I never give them any money. Not now. Now I say, look, if you're hungry, I'll feed you. And I've taken them to my local coffee shop, and they're like, Joe, what's going on now? I said, look, the guy wants to eat. I'm going to pay for it. Nothing. I like to do a lot more if I can.
Yeah.
But it's difficult because to create that path, that blueprint, they have to want to do it too.
Yeah, it's so difficult to...
You can't just keep giving people money and food, because then they're going to think, I don't need to work, because I know the van from so-and-so is going to come, they're going to park the van there, I'll have my chicken and rice or whatever they want to eat, and I'll wait another 12 hours, another van will come. Where's the motivation? Where's the motivation for me to do anything? There's no motivation. So you have to have the right balance of things.
So, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Absolutely fascinating. I wonder if I just finish off by just asking you, obviously you're a maniac, we established that.
Yeah.
You've
in a good way, by the way. Not
in a good... Maniac in my language is a good thing.
That's good. Blam language.
So, you've obviously achieved so much already.
Yeah.
What's next for you? What's the big goal that's driving you right now?
Again, the outcome for us is to build a $100 billion business.
$100 billion.
And we're a fifth.
Why don't you have something bigger?
Well, I want to be...
Bit of sarcasm.
I would love to say I want to be a trillionaire.
Trillionaire?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. And where we are working, there's opportunities there. In the four regions we're working, combine them together, there's over $70 trillion worth of assets there. Just 4 regions, just 4 countries. Now, I'm not counting that I want $1 trillion, but it'd be nice to say, and the thing I would always do is give it away anyway. I mean, my daughter knows what she's getting.
You can only spend so much money.
You can only drive one car, but you want a nice car. You can only wear one pair of shoes, but you want a nice pair of shoes. But I think after a while, what all money is a mean of exchange. What people want experiences. Grant, your wife will never say to you, oh, do you remember the iPhone 12 you bought me? How amazing it was. But she'll say to you, remember that time we went to this holiday or we helped that person out? Because at the end of the day, those sort of things stick. Material things will go. They're just... they're a nuisance sometimes. When you see somebody in a nice car, don't be jealous. amazed and go, wow. When he's least that we bought it, he's still paying for it.
Do you know what? I can't resist asking you now just to finish off about cars, because cars are a bit of a thing of mine. You know, involved in cars over the years. What's your favourite car you've ever owned? Because you're a car man, aren't you?
Yeah. My favourite car, believe it or not, and I've had a Bugatti Chiron, I've had an SLR, I've had the Lambos, I've had the Bentleys, I've had the Rolls Royce. But my favourite car has always been my red Escort 1.3 Popular.
It's legendary.
Because you can park it anywhere, no one's going to scratch it, no one's going to look at it. And one thing I've noticed is this, when you have a nice car, so I've got a list on my cars I want to buy this year. And one is a Lambo, one is a G-Wagon, and one is a Rolls Royce 4x4, right? But when you're at a junction and you've got a crappy car, they'll let you through. But when you're at a junction, you've got an expensive car, people say, you know what, you can wait, because it's control. But again, I used to have a whole fleet of cars at home. Now it's not like that. People, when you get older, I found two things happen. One, you want to give more, because you're not taking it with you. But the other thing, you become more cynical. You tend to believe people's bullshit, or they want to bullshit you, and you think, is it really, do you really earn that much money? And my philosophy now is embrace everything. If it's negative stuff, embrace it. Someone doesn't like you, embrace it. You can't get a deal done, embrace it. Don't fight it. And have like a half an hour rule. Half an hour, Control, Alt, Delete. Don't dwell. There's no point. Because the only person you're going to hurt is yourself. And everyone around you, so Grant's in a mood. Because he hasn't done that thing, you know. I listened to Dr. Joe Dispenza, a lot of stuff he does. He's a really smart guy. Anthony Robbins is good, but he's a bit more rah-rah, whereas what Dr. Joe does is he explains what you do and why you do what you do. You know, like, why do we think...
So it seems like kind of one of your favourite gurus, would you say?
I think my favourite person, I listen to my mum. Mum's very humble. She'll say, like the other day, I said, Mum, I've just done this massive deal, we get this much money. Anyway, so when you come home, can you peel the potato? The carrots one thing, and I'm like, Mum, I'm a CEO of a massive company. And she's like, to me, you're my little boy. So she keeps me grounded. My mum's nothing like what I'm like, but she's very, very, very strong. My mum says she'll do something, it'll be done. And I think I get my resilience from my mum. My father was there, but he was a worker, earned £140 a week. But my mum was one that said, look, take a leap of faith, don't worry, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. And having that mum's love and support, even now I always bring my mum and say, I've done this, what do you think? She went, well, you know, when I want to buy a car, she will say, what, do you actually need it? I'm like, no, then what do you want it for? Yeah, alright, thanks, I'll buy it. I should have known.
Jojar, it's been an absolute pleasure. You're a legend, you're an absolute legend. Thanks for joining us, guys, and can't wait to get this edited and out so you guys can learn from the legend that is Jojar Dhinsa.
Thank you.